So before I Thank you, Rohit. So before I start today's session, let me just give you a small introduction about myself. So as you already know, my name is Manoj Batra. Currently, I'm working with NatWest Group as a VP in the RPA and analytics domain, and it's been, I guess, 15 years since I joined in IT industry. And from the past, I guess, 5.5 years, I've been working in the RPA domain, primarily on UiPath. And along with that, I am a 4 times UiPath MVP and a 5x hackathon winner. So that's about me. And next, we'll go to the agenda for the today's session. So let me just open this and click next. So the agenda for today is, so first we'll discuss about what is ACR, means what is automation cloud robots. Then we'll talk about the type of ACR and the value they offer to us. Then we have got some use case and some demos planned for you. And then in the last part of this session, we'll talk about when to use what from the different types of offering that we have for ACR. So as you already know that we have got different types of services available within UiPath. Like you have got your on-prem services where you can deploy robots within your environment, you manage everything at your end. Along with that, you have got automation cloud where both self-managed and your elastic robot orchestration, where you either install software at your system or you ask UiPath to do that, and everything will be managed on from the automation cloud side, from the cloud only, be it your Azure, AWS, GCP, or your internal cloud. And then comes your automation cloud robots. So this is a kind of a robot as a services available within the automation cloud provided by UiPath, and it is more convenient way to basically create and set up your infra. Next comes, so this robot automation cloud robot. So there are actually few benefits of using this automation cloud robots. So first is there is no infra setup required, which means everything is being taken care by UiPath. So you just need to do some kind of a custom configuration. You just need to spin up your machine there, and then you can just start within 15 minutes. So your first robot gets ready in less than 15 minutes. So which gives your less total cost of ownership, because there's no need of as I said, infra or anything is required. And since ACR is cloud first, which means you can scale infinitely and instantly. So because everything is being managed here and it is on cloud, so no need to take any action here. You just like spin up whenever you require. Again, the best part is it is very convenient, because again, no infra is required. Your automation can be up and running swiftly, resulting in faster time to value. And again, they are flexible and enterprise ready, which means they can adapt to easily with low latency and sudden spike loads that can be managed very easily with the help of automation cloud robots. Next comes the type of automation cloud robot. So it has got two flavors. One is your VM cloud robots, and the other one is your serverless automation cloud robots. So for VM cloud robots, the base is your Windows machine. So that means you just need to spin up your Windows-based VM in order to run your robots there. And the next one is your serverless one. It is a pool of robots, like where you. So it is not actually a Windows-based. It is a kind of a Linux-based where you can actually run your backend process without spinning up the VM. In short. Next comes the benefit of using VM cloud robots. So as I already mentioned before that, from the infra side, you don't need to take care of anything. Everything is being taken care by UiPath only. And the beauty of this VM cloud robot is it is enterprise ready. SOC 2 type, HIPAA 2 type of attestation is already there. The other benefit that you have is you have got auto updates to UiPath robot and assistant. That means you don't need to take care of for any kind of a upgrade, UiPath upgrade. You can basically do that with the help of all your UiPath auto updates. And in terms of managing your processes, it comes with your alerts, logs for easy troubleshooting. So let's suppose if your process breaks, you have access to your alerts and logs while logging into Orchestrator. So that thing can be managed very easily with the help of ACR. Again, no IT resources needed. It's just that you just need to make few configurations, as you can see on the right, and it will be up and running within few minutes. It is highly customizable. You can choose the size of VM as per your need. You can choose. So we have got various sizes of VM, both production and test environment. You can choose anything as per your need and just get it up and running. Along with that, uh, the other good feature that ACR provides is custom image support. So let's suppose if you have got any kind of a machine that you have created within ACR, a Windows VM, and you have installed certain softwares on that, you just create a kind of a image for that, and you can use that within your another ACR. So you don't need to install those uh, configurations, or you don't need to install any applications again and again. It's just that you just create one image and it will be work for the rest of the Windows machines. And again, if you want to do a kind of a VPN domain join within your domain, you can do that very easily with the help of domain join. You just need to provide your IP addresses to make the connection, and it will be ready to go. And the best part is everything can be managed from the orchestrator only. So this is how you can actually set up your VM cloud robots. So first we'll talk about the serverless automation cloud robot, because it's a cross-platform automation. You can create your process within UiPath Studio, a cross-platform, or you can use UiPath Studio. It is very simple and fast and takes less than 1 minute to set up the whole infra for you. Again, because this is cross-platform, so no VM or robot configuration is required. You just need to provide the name and just select some parameters, and you can just run it anytime, anywhere you want. The only limitation with serverless cloud robot is you can run max 50 jobs in parallel, and the max runtime for each job can be 15 minutes. And it is designed to run close platform automation, like your API integrations, or if you're using any kind of a web-based automation or any kind of a integration services thing, which we'll see that in a demo in next few minutes. So you can use your serverless cloud automation robot there. Then comes your Windows VM. I guess we have missed that slide. Okay, we'll cover that later. So next comes the use cases. So we have created a couple of use cases for you. So first use case is talks about that will run on serverless. So we'll just get the data from the orchestrator queue. It is completely a kind of a cross-platform thing. We have already got our data within our orchestrator queue. Then it will talk to the data services to see whether the PO has already been created for that ID or not. If the PO ID hasn't been created yet, it will generate the invoice using the Adobe Reader integration services, and then we'll use another integration services provided by Microsoft to send the email to the individual. The next use case is about this renewal workflow, which we are going to run on ACR VM. So on this ACR VM, again, we have got integration with data services where we have created one table. First, it will check for the expiry of the contract, and if the contract has been expired, it will generate a new agreement contract, and using the normal Adobe services available within UiPath Studio, and then send an email to the individual using Microsoft services. So let me just go to my UiPath orchestrator to show you how you can actually set up ACR and run these demos. So before I show you how you can actually go and create your ACR, you first need to understand the type of licenses it requires to run your processes. So for these, you don't need any attended or unattended license. For that, you would need another unit called RUs. So RU stands for robot units. So in order to spin up any VM, you need to have RU assigned to your tenant. So let me just show you how you can actually see how many RUs you have for your account, then how you can actually assign it to your default or any tenant within your organization. So for that, you need to go to your admin section, and under consumables, you will see that the robot units assigned to your process. So at the moment, I have got around 200K RU unit assigns. And then in order to assign some of the robot units to your default tenant, you need to go to tenant, and under again, you need to go to the licenses again. Consumables, you can see I have got 188K, and if you just need to add more or just basically reduce some of the robot units from your default tenant, you can see a button on the right called edit allocation. If I click on that, you can see that 188K robot unit has been, so is still left. I guess 12,000 is available for allocation. So you can just change the numbers whenever you want and assign it to your another tenant within your organization. So that is how you can actually give robot units to your tenant. Next comes how you can actually create your cloud VM and serverless VM within orchestrator. So the process is very straightforward. You just need to follow some simple steps to create that. So I have now opened the orchestrator, and under the tenant, you will find an option to create your cloud VM and serverless VM under this machine tabs. So if I open that, on the right hand side, there's a button called add machine. So if I just click on that, you will see now I have got two more options, cloud robot VM and cloud robot serverless VM. Earlier we used to have only three options, I guess: standard template, machine template, and elastic robot pool. Now we have got cloud robot VM and cloud robot serverless. So first we'll see how we can create a robot VM, and then we'll see the demo for the serverless. So for that, I'll just click next. I'll provide a robot pool name, ACR demo March. You can provide a description here. Next comes the machine management details, and this is a very important thing here, where you need to select between automatic and manual. So the only difference between automatic and manual, as the name goes, for the automatic, everything is being managed by UiPath only, whereas in manual, you are responsible for creating your VMs, actual robot accounts, and along with that, as you can read here, you can do the RDPs for debugging purposes, but the changes that you made are not persistent. So let's suppose if you make any configuration changes to your automatic machine, so if it restarted, then the changes will be lost. Whereas if I go ahead with the manual options, here you are responsible for creating and deleting the machine. Along with that, you can do the RDPs, you can add custom software, do any kind of a custom configuration within your machine, and the changes that you are going to make on this system are persistent. So it will remain within your system. So I'll select manual for now and click on next. So this is the most important part, because based on this, your actual machine will be configured. So if I look at the first option, we have got the pool environment. UiPath provides you two different types of pool environment. One is production, the next one is test. And based on the environment you choose, you have got different sizes of VM. So if I choose production, I've got 4 different sizes of VM. Small 2 CPUs, 16 GB. For that, I need to pay 5,000 RUs. For standard, it is 4. For standard 4 CPU, we have got 6,000, 8 CPUs, 64 GB, 7,500, and for 16 CPU, 128 GB, 10,000 RU per month will be deducted from your account. Whereas if I choose this, so the configuration would be different, or RUs will also be different. Like for RU, uh, for small 2 CPU, it would be 2000 RU. For standard 4 CPU, 3000, and so on and so on. So for the demo purposes, I'll select production and choose the standard one. Next comes the machine part. So we here again we have got two different options to choose from. One is your Windows Server. So Windows Server is your Windows Server 2022, I guess. Oh, sorry, 2019. And Windows Desktop, if you choose, then it will comes with the Windows 10 Pro. So you can choose either between your Windows Server or a Windows Desktop. And if you have created any customized image, which we'll see in the later part of this demo, how you can actually create a customized image, you can also select the image name here. At the moment, I guess it should be blank. Yes, I don't have any custom image. So I'll choose standard UiPath Windows Server 2019. Then comes your IP address. Again, based on your business needs, if your business requires to have a static IP address or a dynamic one, you can choose between static and dynamic. Next, again comes the most important part here, is which is your machine availability profile. So you need to be very careful here. The reason is additional RU will be deducted from your account. So we have got three types of profile. One is your balanced, fast, and always. So balance means if your system is inactive, let me just do a pop-up here. So if your system is inactive for 30 minutes, the VM will be turned off automatically. For fast, it is 60 minutes. But if you choose always, that means your machine will never shut down automatically by the system. But based on the configuration that you choose, on the right hand side, you can actually see the cost breakdown. So I have just selected this Windows standard 4 CPU. For that, 6000 RUs per month will be deducted. And for balance, I don't need to pay any additional RO units. But if I choose fast, you can see that it has been now changed to 6500. So 5000 you need to pay for the fast profile. Whereas if I choose always, you need to pay 1000 RUs additional. So the total cost would be 7000 RU. But for balance, you don't need to pay anything. So you need to be very careful here while choosing the machine profile. Again, for the demo purposes, I'll choose always. The next option is how many ACR you need, like how many parallel jobs you want to run. So again, based on the number of ACR you choose, additional runtimes would get added to your total amount. So if I choose 2, you can see here, I need to pay additional 5000 RU per month. But if I choose 3, again 10,000, and so on and so forth, depending on the ACR numbers you choose. Again, for the demo purposes, I'll choose 1. So I just need to pay 7000 RU per month, and I can run as many jobs as I want on this machine. Okay, I guess all settings are correct. I'll just hit next. So next section talks about your configurations. So first configuration is your software update settings. As we have seen on the previous slides that you don't need to basically worry about your updates and all. It can be done automatically. So you just need to provide this configuration whether you want any instant update or any kind of a delayed update. So you just need to choose between these two. Then comes the enable maintenance window. So we know that sometimes we need to install something, or we just need some time off, like to update some configuration on the bot machines. So for that, we have already got this maintenance window option, and you can do it just again. There are many options, like you can just do it once, you can do it on weekly basis, monthly basis, yearly basis. You can just provide the dates and it will go into the maintenance mode. You can also provide a duration, but one thing that you need to Notice here there's a checkbox like kill running process when the window begins. So if the checkbox is not enabled and your process is running on the on your VM, the machine will not go into the maintenance mode. But if you click this option, then the process will kill the current execution and will go into the maintenance mode. Again, I just disable that for now. Have I missed something? Because I can't see this finish button here. I guess for some reason it is not allowing me to do that. This generally happens when you give the live demo. Okay, I guess I missed that. Just once disable that, though I've already disabled it. So I'll just hit finish. Now it will again take me back to the main page. As you can see here, this ACR demo mart has been created. Let me just go and see what all configuration it has. So as you can see on the top, all the configuration that I selected on the previous page is there. Pool type is manual. The current base image is Windows S 2019. One ACR is required. Machine profile is always, it's a production machine. Maintenance window I don't need. But the robot unit, as you can see here, is 0 per month, which means for this account, no RU will be deducted because the pool type is manual. So I need to create a machine here. So I'll just provide a test name like test ACR machine. So you need to create for the manual one. I'll give a name here. Okay. Okay, 12 characters. Now you can see at the bottom for this process 7,000 RUs is required. So I'll just hit provision and this will take few minutes to provision the machine. So it will hardly take 5-7 minutes. But again, for the demo purposes, I've already created a machine last month for the DevCon. Maybe I can just switch to that machine and show you how it looks when the machine actually gets configured. So as you can see, once the machine gets configured, so this is the machine that I've created during my DevCon demo. So once it gets created, you will get a host name. The machine status would be running. And again, accept jobs enabled means now your machine is now able to accept the jobs. In case if this is not enabled, you just need to click on this row and select this option, enable jobs. Then your system will be able to run the jobs directly from the orchestrator. Next comes the remote desktop part. So if again I've already shown you earlier that if you need to do any kind of a install any kind of a custom software or do any kind of a custom configuration on your bot machine, you need to do a RDP. So for that, you just need to enable that and you will get a public IP address and the credentials would be the same credentials that I created earlier for this VM. So you just need to pass those and you will be able to log into your Windows machine. Again, if this is disabled, you just need to enable it. Since it is already enabled, that is why I can see this disable remote desktop option. And if you forgot your admin account, there is a way to reset admin account. So you can do that anytime you want. The next option, which is disabled because the machine is in the running mode. So you can capture the image, like you can generate a kind of an image for your VM and save it somewhere, and then when you create your new machine, you can just take the reference for this image and just use it in your all VMs. So you can also do that. And logs, as everybody knows, you can see the logs for your machine. So this is how you can actually configure your cloud VM. So let me just go ahead and run the process. So for that, okay, so I also need to do one more thing. So this is how I create this machine. So next thing that I need to do here is I need to add this machine to my folder. But before that, I need to make sure all my robot settings are configured. So these are the basic settings that you generally do while setting up your orchestrator account. So I'll not go into that. But for folder setting, what you need to do here is you need to go to your folder under machine options. You will find an option to add or remove the VMs. So I'll just hit update and it will be added automatically. You can see that now this Asia demo March is a part of my shared folder. So now I can run these jobs once obviously once this gets configured. So let me just now show you the demo where it picks the data from the database, sends converts the data into PDF format and sends it to the individual. So for that, let me just go to the UiPath data services first to show you the data structure. So this table we have created called contract cloud VM. It has got 2 records. As you can see, the contract for both the records has already been expired, and these are the customer emails. So once I run this process, it will take the data from the template from the database, put that into a template, convert that template into PDF and send it to these emails. So let me just go and run this process. So I'll just restart the process for now. So this is the host name which I just shown you. So I'll just restart. And when you restart, you will notice one more interesting thing on the right hand side, which is your runtime. So here the runtime is not attended, unattended, nothing. The runtime for this robot is Cloud VM because you have already paid in terms of your RUs. And account setups I've already created, and the machine should be your VM DevCon. Though I have option to select other machines as well, but I've already installed this MS Office on VM DevCon. So I just go ahead and run this process for now. I'll hit start and we'll open the live stream here. I'll show you the setting which I have done while creating the robot. And the beauty here is you can take the remote control. You can, if there is any kind of a pop-up or anything is that you need to be manually managed, you can also do that on the runtime. So you can see that at the bottom it has, yes, record 1 completed. Now it will go to the record 2, and you will see at the bottom a word icon, I guess, again. So it will take a while. Yes, a word icon has appeared, which means it has now started processing and converting this word into, yes, file created successfully. My automation has stopped now running. Again, to see the logs, the process is very easy. You can just click here and see the logs. There's a video timeline available. You can watch the recording anytime. For that, you just need to do some kind of a basic settings while you are creating your process. So I'll show you the setting first, but you can see that logs and everything can be easily seen on the cloud VM as well. And for that, for the setting part, I'll go to the processes. So I guess the name was this. So if I just click on edit, so under additional setting, you just need to enable these settings, like recording type should be videos. You can do the live streaming. You want to do a kind of a take remote control when the live streaming is happening or not. So you just need to do these settings, and and that same will be reflected when you run your process. So that is how you actually run your cloud VM. Next, we'll see how you can, again, I'll go back to my tenant again. So we'll see how you can now create a serverless robot in less than a minute. So for serverless robot, again, you need to go to the same option and choose Cloud Robot Serverless. You just need to provide a template name here, like ACR underscore demo underscore serverless underscore March. Again, description is optional field, tag labels, these all are optional field. Here is the runtime. So I'll just go ahead and click provision for now. And my serverless machine is ready now. What was the name? ACR demo serverless March, I guess. Again, you need to do the same settings which you did for the cloud VM. Go to folders, machines. You just need to select the name here. What was the name? ACR March. So I'll just select that and click update. That's it. Now my machine has been added to this folder. One very important thing to note here is you can have more than one cloud VM per folder, but you can have only one serverless machine per VM. Oh, sorry, per folder. So let me just show you. So this is another template that I've created. As you can see here, this option is disabled. Why this is disabled? Because I can add only one, but serverless machine. But if I disable this, next you will see now this is enabled now. So this is the thing that you need to remember while creating your serverless robot. So as you can see, my machine is ready. Next, again, I'm going to run a process which I've already shown you. This process is the process where it will check for the PO data from orchestrator queue, then check the status in the data services, generate the invoice, and send the email. Again, for generating the invoice, I'm using Adobe Online Services, using integration services. So for that, I just need to go to automation, jobs, okay, workspace, jobs, and again, I'll just restart this process for now. And again, on the right hand side, you will see the runtime is cloud serverless. Whereas for the Windows VM, it was cloud VM. So I'll again select this default cloud robot serverless, though I can only have one serverless account per machine. So let me just create start. And the other thing that we can do here is we can set how many times the process needs to be executed. So I've got, I guess, let me just see. Let me just do a duplicate slide. Let me just see how many items do we have in this queue. So if I go to queue, we have got 41 items remaining. So let me just run it 10 times. So you can see that 10 process has started executing parallelly within few seconds. So you just need 1 minute to configure this and another 30 seconds to run the process. The process started running. Again, live stream is, I don't think that you will be able to see that because it is using all the APIs. So you will just see this blank screen here. But again, if it is any kind of a web interaction that you may want to use, you can do that and take the remote control whenever you want. So if I go to my queues, I can see that how many process. So 10 transactions are in progress. Okay, all 10 now have been completed. Okay, queues. I guess this will take some more time to update. Okay, so these are the 10 transactions that got completed around 37 to 32 seconds ago. So that's how you can configure and run both cloud VM and serverless VM. So next comes when to use what. Again, you have already seen a demo. So for this Windows one, you just need to run your Windows dependent automation where you need to install any kind of a custom software, or you just need to run some scheduled jobs or periodic jobs where you have got any kind of a predictable workload that this job's gonna take 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours. So for those cases, including your Windows dependent automation, you need to use your VM ACR. Whereas for the serverless ACR, if the load is high and your system is using cross platform web API or any kind of a integration thing, or any kind of a web based automation, you need to choose ACR over Windows VM, because you can run it as many times as you want, but the max limit is 15 minutes for a job to run, and max execution, parallel execution is 50 for ACR. Again, when to use what for VM, no handling of infrastructure. Again, same goes for serverless, but again for VM, you might need to install additional software as per your needs. For consumption, I forgot to show you one thing. If I go back to my screen again, and I'll show you the job details. So you can see that the consume robot unit for this process was 4. So to run this process, only 4 robot units got deducted from my account, I guess. And I guess the same goes for other as well, other processes of the similar nature. Let me just open another, because I guess that also took less than a, sorry, I opened the wrong one. Details. Yeah, for this it is again 4 robot units. So which means for this you need to pay as per the execution time base, whereas for the VM1 you need to pay as per the resources. Like for the cloud one, we have seen that you need to pay 7,000 and you can run as many as job as you want 24/7 for the 30 days. But here for the serverless ACR, it is execution based, so you will be charged on the based on the minutes, I guess. Latency for serverless, it is just 1 to 3 seconds, which we have just seen. But for ACR, it could be more than that. It could go up to minutes as well. Auto scaling on the VM, at the moment it is not there, but yes, serverless, you have already seen that you can run as many as process you want. You can do that. Windows dependent automation, you need to run that on VM ACR. Serverless ACR will not be handy for your Windows dependent automation, because you can't do RDPs and install any software there. Running time, we have already seen that for VM it is no limitation. You can run the jobs for 6 hours, 7 hours, 24 hours. You can do that on VM ACR. But for serverless ACR, at the moment it is less than 15 minutes. So you can run max 15 minutes process for this, and after that it will be, I guess, killed automatically. Dynamic machine size configuration. So here we have got options to choose different type of VM, but you cannot change it as per, like you cannot do a dynamic configurations, but on serverless it is actually possible. Again, you will be charged based on the execution time for that. So this is all about ACR, both cloud and serverless. So if you have got any questions, you can unmute, and Rohit, if you have got any questions in the chat, maybe we can answer those as well. Thank you. Maybe we can now take questions from the chat, or if anybody has got any questions, please unmute and you can ask your questions.
Yeah. On the messages, there are a few questions, chat, and anyone who wants to just unmute and ask, that's also fine.
Yeah, I can see a few questions on the chat. One is for Bala Nirmal. This feature is available in Community Edition. Yeah, I guess this feature is, I guess you will get a few thousand RUs to test it. I guess 6,000 or something like that you will get to test it for just a month. And if these options is not there, you can go to your community edition admin sections and enable that. So yeah, you can do that. Next question we have got from Vitthal. Long running jobs like SAP reports download, which sometimes takes more than 3 hours, can't run on. Yes, we can run that on your cloud VMs, because for serverless the max time is just 15 minutes. So we can't run that technically at the moment on the serverless machines, but yes, on the cloud VM you can do that. I hope that answers your question, Vittal. Okay, the next question from Bala is, what is RU? So RU stands for Bala Robot Units. I've already explained it before, but let me just explain it to you again. So robot unit is just kind of a kind of a currency to run your process. Like for you, DU, you have got a different units that you will get to run your processes. But for running your normal automations, you just need to purchase either attended, unattended, or different type of licenses. But for running ACR, you need to deal this in RUs. So you will get, I guess, a bundle of 70,000, 72,000 RUs per year. Maybe you just need to get in touch with your account manager and he will just guide you better on how to get this. Okay. Next question is, okay, thank you, Madan, for providing the answer. Next, we have from Bala, how to calculate RU and where. How many RU will be awarded for unattended license? So, Bala, again, there is no concept of unattended license here. Though the jobs will be running in unattended mode only. But for RUs, if you want to purchase, again, you need to contact your account manager for that. Can we use cloud VM for community? Yes, trial is available. I guess that is available only for 1 month, where you will get 6,000 RUs. If the option is not enabled, you just need to go to your cloud VM admin and enable it for 30 days. Does there any free cloud VM or serverless VM are available for enterprise plan? Urmila, I'm afraid I don't have any answer for that. Again, you need to contact your account manager. They might be able to provide you that. But yeah, community, in the community version, yes, you have the option to at least test it, how it looks like, how it runs. So you will get a flavor of this cloud VM and the serverless one. Okay, I guess now we are done with the questions. Rohit, any other questions we have?
Anyone wants to unmute and ask any questions if they have any?